Okay. We are live. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, here we are, Reggae Boys fans. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video on this channel. This is Reggae Boys Commentary, where you get the latest and the absolute breaking news is that the local government have announced that no spectators will be allowed to attend Jamaica's World Cup qualifying match this Sunday against Canada. Football fans will not be able to physically present at the World Cup qualifier on number 10. The Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie, has announced that due to the need to maintain close management of COVID-19, the match will be closed to the public. He says, the government cannot facilitate large gatherings for any purpose at this time, as we are still managing the public health crisis imposed by the pandemic. As the minister responsible for the enforcement of the Disaster Risk Management Act and orders, I wish to advise the public that no exemptions will be granted in respect of the upcoming World Cup qualifying match on October 10. No spectator, vaccinated or unvaccinated, will be allowed into the stadium. Additionally, the public is reminded that under the current Disaster Risk Management Order, Sunday is a no movement day. The protocols that I announced in May, which permitted the resumption of club football under clearly defined conditions, remain in place. I therefore expect the Jamaica Football Federation to be duly guided in its management of the World Cup qualifying fixture. I am a football fan, and I fully understand why there would be calls for spectators to be present to cheer the Reggae Boys on, but this cannot be allowed now. I ask that all the supporters of our national team tune in and enjoy the game remotely. The government is managing the resumption of sport in a phased, orderly manner, consistent with the reduction in the country's positivity rate. The impact of sport on social well being and social development is well recognized, and the administration will support all efforts to promote the enjoyment of sport in the safest possible way. That was the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, the Honourable Desmond McKenzie, speaking where this is concerned on no fans being allowed for the World Cup qualifier against Canada, which is this Sunday. Initial reaction, it would be one of disappointment. If you ask my honest view on the matter, I personally believe that getting 2,000 vaccinated fans in the stands is something that could be achieved. I understand the current situation that Jamaica is in, right? But we have gone from a situation where we've had 800 cases a day to 2,000, not 2,000, to 200 cases a day. To me, I look at that as progress. To many people, that is still not progress. To go from 800 cases a day to averaging 200 cases a day, to me, that is progress. Vaccination rates are going up. So you clearly see that there is progress. So why not reward that progress? Because remember, the heartbeat of Jamaica's qualification to the 1998 World Cup and other tournaments in itself has come down to the support. We built a fortress from 1995 to 2001, 49 games unbeaten at the office. How did we do that? We did that because of the fans, the home support, the office, which became an intimidating atmosphere. Now, I'm aware and I know that we are living in a pandemic, but so are other countries in the world. How is England able to get 90,000 fans for the European Championship final against Italy? How are the United States able to pack 20,000 people to face Jamaica on Thursday? And United States have close to 10 million active cases of COVID. Close to 10 million active cases of COVID-19. Hear what I said? Close to 10 million active cases of COVID-19 across the United States. And still, they're packing 20,000 fans to face Jamaica. Canada has fans in their stands. Honduras has fans in their stands. El Salvador, Costa Rica. Mexico will. Personally, I don't see what is wrong with 2,000 fans. But if you don't want them to scatter, fine. 1,000 in the grandstand, 1,000 in the bleachers. I think that is realistic. But if you ask my view on the matter, I just think that we're very fraidy, because we clearly have evidence that we can have organized sport with fans, with crowds, and still follow protocols. That's my view on the matter. I still believe that we can achieve what we want to achieve. Yes, we might not be a first world country, but guess what? We can still follow protocols with people and still get what we desire. Let's see what the comments are saying. Sean Johnson says up. Dino says I see. Jamie Rickett says Jaja. Nathan Morgan, see the no, we lose. It's like having no fans in the stands is like a shark with no teeth. Toothless. They want it to go. If I test negative for COVID on Saturday, then I should be there. So I'll give you guys the absolute latest. All right. So I'll keep you guys abreast of everything. Yeah. I'll keep you guys abreast of everything because I'm supposed to be there. So I'll keep you guys in the loop of what's been happening with everything. Jermaine Calvin says Jamaican Prime Minister does not like football. Yeah. Travis Pessoa says, bro, got a dictator, kiss my teeth. Jordan McDowell says, Simon, have you heard any news on the Manning Cup? They're trying to get the Manning Cup started at the end of November, but that again will come down to how things are with COVID in Jamaica. I expect vaccination numbers to go up, but could that mean that if you push the curfew back to 10 o'clock, does that mean cases will go up as well? Still a wait and see. Kamal Carr says, I know this was going to be the direction the country was going to take. Heretic Forever says, shake my head, true, our locals are good there. If our tourism, them fly the gate long time, which belongs to the private sector, them rape in Jamaica. Melvin Reed says, big up Jamaica. All sports as government is facilitating JFF and TAPA's plot for failure. Yes. Gary L says, what is our vaccination per rate capita? How do we stack up against these other nations? Jamaica has vaccinated around 1/6 of our population. Princess, everything is going against us, I swear. Big up, General. Love the shows. Thank you very much. Nathan Morgan says the government is just weird. They never considered nothing yet, and it's like they have one mindset to work with. Fresh God says, big up, Simon. Hectic for us. Simon, if it's not tourism, the government doesn't give anything. As Edmund Bartlett says, tourism is the heartbeat of Jamaica. And what is tourism? So the locals, they don't care, basically, is what he's saying. Kamar Carr says the JFF is weak and has no influence based on how they operate. Spineless. Fans are the strength of the team. Dre Arsenal says, not surprised, Jamaicans are not ready for such a venture anyway. It's important to know that European countries know that football is a business and treat it as such, not Jamaica. In Jamaica, we still think sports and football is a recreational activity. Football is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Sports and football is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And until Jamaica understands and realizes that, then no progress will be made. Andrew Dowie says, play the games in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's a possibility. Digicel says, Simon, the supporting of football in this country is zero, so we have to just keep fighting until we can get all the upper people to love it too. I guess so. Simon, do you think these setbacks will affect performance? As it relates to this game in particular against Canada, well, we played against Panama, but I wouldn't say it was down to a lack of fans why we lost to Panama. I would say it's down to how we played. So I wouldn't say it affected that. Can we still get a result against Canada with no fans? I do think we will, yeah. But could have fans given that special aura? They could have, absolutely. I'm going to read back what Desmond McKenzie said in his statement, in his press release, I should say, regarding the match. Local government minister Desmond McKenzie announces that no spectators will be allowed to attend World Cup qualifying match. Just bringing it up for you guys so you guys can get a clear sense of what was said. The government cannot facilitate large gatherings for any purpose at this time, as we're still managing the public health crisis imposed by the pandemic. As the minister responsible for the enforcement of the Disaster Risk Management Act and orders, I wish to advise the public that no exemptions will be granted in respect of the upcoming World Cup qualifying game on October 10. No spectator, vaccinated or unvaccinated, will be allowed into the stadium. Additionally, the public is reminded that under the current Disaster Risk Management Order, Sunday is a no movement day. The protocols that I announced in May, which permitted the resumption of club football under clearly defined conditions, remain in place. I therefore expect the Jamaica Football Federation to be duly guided in its management of this World Cup fixture. I'm a football fan and I fully understand why there would be calls for spectators to be present to cheer on the boys, but this cannot be allowed now. I ask that all the supporters of our national team tune in and enjoy the game remotely. The government is managing the resumption of sport in a phased, orderly manner, consistent with the reduction in the country's positivity rate. The impact of sport on social well being and social development is well recognized, and the administration will support all efforts to promote the enjoyment of sport in the safest possible way. Kiss my teeth, right? I mean, God's willing, and I test negative, I'll be there. I'll be there. But it's just really, really sad, disappointing, honestly. I'll do my best to go live at the stadium so you guys can see what it's like, so you guys can see everything. Anthony Henry says, 35,000 seat, and you tell me you can't even allow 3,000 with social distancing? Thank you. Like as I said, you can get 2,000 people in the stands, 500 in the grandstand, you have 500 in the bleachers, you have some in the royal box, you have some at the opposite ends. Come on. I think it's possible. Absolutely possible. All Sports Jamaica says, well, to be honest, the fans would have put some energy in the boys versus Panama, would have start making noise when ball. Yeah. Sanjay Brooks, the whole situation sums up the leadership in Jamaica. Incompetent and cowardly. Our World Cup campaign hangs in the balance at this point. It's solely down to the guts and determination of the boys. That is well said, my friend. It's going to be down to that. Roderick Sharp says the only political party can go on all day and night. So they can have public gatherings on no movement days, but our reggae boys that need the support for the World Cup qualifiers can't even get fans in the stands. But members of our government can have party and them thing there. Spineless, corrupt, disappointing. Shame on you. Absolute shame on them. Minister Grange, I expected more from you, to be honest with you. I can tell you this as a fact, as a cold hard fact. If Miss Simpson Miller was in power, she would ensure that there would be fans in those stands because she loves football and loves sports. I can tell you that as a fact. And I'm not trying to get political, but I'm just telling you based on the evidence, based on all the evidence that I'm seeing, based on all the evidence. Portia Simpson Miller loves football. I'm not saying that Babsy doesn't, but outside of track and field, where is the support? Jamaica's rugby league team and rugby sevens team qualified for the World Cup. She wasn't there at the airport to greet the team. No. But as soon as Elaine Thompson steps foot on the island, she says to the Prime Minister, Prime Minister, Elaine is on the ground, and rushes to the airport. Do our footballers get that support? No, they don't. And I'm very livid about it. Extremely livid about it. Anyways, guys, this is an update regarding fans in the stands, and there are none. So I've said what I've had to say on the matter. Disappointing. Absolutely disappointing. And let me tell you something. This better not happen for USA on November 16. That is our anniversary. Our anniversary of our 1998 World Cup qualification. That is something to be celebrated, to be shared amongst fans. Let me tell you something. If there are no fans in that stands November 16 against the United States at home, we better pack up with things and take ourselves. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. But for those individuals that will be working, that will be getting their ID, their accreditation for the game, you guys are going to have to do a PCR test. For those of you in media and so on, you have to do a PCR test. And you can only pick up your accreditation once your PCR test is negative. So, yeah. Jerome 876. Are fans allowed at Cayman Park? Yes. Yes, fans are allowed there. But the minister says that horse racing is under the Ministry of Finance, not under the Ministry of Sports. So, I've said what I've had to say, guys. Hopefully, you understand exactly where I'm coming from. But again, football in this country is not viewed as a religion. It is viewed as a recreation. So, shame on all the stakeholders. Nathan Morgan, why are we as vaccinated fans then if it's just a waste? England got 90,000 vaccinated fans jumping up and down together for the European Championships final. All right, guys. This was Reggae Boys commentary. Thanks for tuning in. More videos to come. But like I said, I'm not going to say blame him or blame him, but the minister, Olivia Babsy-Grange, could have done something, but she didn't. And Your Holiness, Minister Grange, I understand we're living in a pandemic. I really do. But in the stadium that we have, we could have had spaced out our fans. 2,000, 3,000 of them. The proposal was to have 2,000 fans in the grandstand and another 12,000 in the bleachers. In my opinion, it could have happened. But to me, I just think we're very fraidy. Look, I went to a country in March that has triple the number of daily cases that Jamaica has, and there was a no mask policy. I was in crowds. I went to parties. I was in long lines. I went on the train. And guess what? Every 3 days I was tested, and every 3 days I test negative. Crowds do not mean positive. We can be practical and safe at the same time. We could have had fans in the stands. We have a spacious stadium. Oh, Reggae Boys fans, thank you for tuning in to another video. Really appreciate it. More to come. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary. Take care, guys.